Welcome back to Martial Arts and Medu Neter. We're going to continue with our lesson of Medu Neter, where we were learning to write simple words and build a vocabulary. You need these simple words to be able to understand sentences. You can't go in trying to understand a complex sentence of hieroglyphics if you don't know simple conjunctions. Words like things, all, for, in, the. You need to know those words, who, upon, towards. You need to know those words to understand the structure of a sentence in ancient hieroglyphics. So let's continue with our lesson. This is the word for things. It's called ket. It's spelled with a Q-like symbol and a loaf of bread that has the sound of T. So it's ket. Now some Egyptologists will say, well, this has a guttural H sound, or they'll say it has a G sound. It doesn't matter. Don't get caught up with pronunciations. If it's in your mind, ket is ket. If it's in your mind, get is get. As long as you understand that it means the word things. That's what's important. Don't get caught up with nomenclature. There's European scientists who want to create nomenclature to control the discipline. And they want you to think that's reality. So math, they say, well, this is the discipline of math. Plus sign, multiplication sign, division sign. That's how you write it and that's how you think it. Say, that's not necessary. There are plenty of sciences around the world, math around the world, in ancient times and modern times, that did not use European nomenclature. They didn't use European nomenclature for chemistry, but they did chemistry. They didn't use it for math, but they did math. So anybody can create their own nomenclature. Anybody. You do not have to, but you don't have to buy into it. Just you're looking at Medu Neter so that you can understand the words of the ancestors. You don't have to use their nomenclature. You just need an understanding. So this is the word ket, which means things. This is the word all, like all the spaghetti, all the marbles. It's spelt with one symbol called a neb, like Nebuchadnezzar or Neb-Ankh-Ra. It's neb means, in the Egyptologists at Yale would say it meant Lord. And it's something like that. But from an African American standpoint perspective, I can see it in a different light. I say Neb means all that. It's divine. I'm the king. I'm all that plus a bag of chips. I'm all that. That's the connotation of the word all in a higher sense. The highest sense would be you're all. You're God. You're the creator. You're all. You're everything that you see. Everything we see is God, which is all. And that's the higher form of all. God himself, God, the creator, God, everything. The Arabs use this as Allah. And the Aramaic and the Hebrews use this as El. They change the A to an E, but they keep the L, and it's called El or Elohim. El, all, Allah. All comes from this word all in the divine sense. But in the normal sense, in everyday use, it means all the marbles, all the spaghetti, all the birds. Now let's go to the word Ankh, because I wanted to talk about the word Ankh. The word Ankh is misrepresented, misunderstood all the time. It's written like this, with the Ankh symbol itself, and then followed by N and our ket sound, our k or g. So Ankh, and it's written like this, and it means life. Now, there's a lot of people, 20 years ago, a movement went across the country, a feminine movement, type of movement, where they started thinking that, or equating the ankh with a woman's body parts, a fallopian tube, and this ankh was supposed to represent the divine woman. Well, scientifically, there's no proof of that. You can read the hieroglyphs, you can do primary research, you can do secondary research. I can't find it. So I just suggest that people stop making things up. It's like the lizard people, the Anunnaki. We go for Jim Jones. We just go for stuff. They tell us something crazy, and we go for it. And we got to stop that. We need to use our critical thinking, learn how to process information, and to learn how to tell if it's true. You got to do primary research, or go to somebody you trust who did primary research, or do it yourself. And so when I did the work on the word Ankh and looked and researched it, I'm like, hey, it's in king's names. King Tutankhamun. His name is Ankh. Tutankhamun. It means in the living image of the Creator. The living image of the Creator. It's a beautiful name. It has nothing to do with women. Nothing to do with fallopian tubes. Nothing to do with women. Nothing to do with divine women. I'm sorry. Nothing. And there's plenty of kings' names that have the word Ankh in it. And there's plenty of examples of hieroglyphics writings where the word Ankh is in them. There's thousands. And in no case have I come across any word Ankh that means woman. Now, you can put a determinative next to the word Ankh, which shows specifically what it means. It can mean mirror image. We'll put a mirror next to it. Like the living likeness of. The living likeness of, or it could mean life as a prayer, like life and strength and vitality to you. It can mean image. In fact, it can mean image so much that that's where we get the word image connotation from. The word ink comes directly from the word ankh, ink. To ink, ankh, and the word in East Africa, adinkra, adinkra. The adinkra system was a way to ink or to put images on cloth, to stamp images on cloth was the adinkra system. The ink system in Europe was a way to write using ink. Those all come from the ancient Kemetic term ankh. To create a image of a living thing, to put an image of an elephant, and to put the elephant image on paper, and you actually capture, like a photography, you capture the likeness, the living likeness of this creature on paper or on a temple wall. So this can also be the concept of ankh, image, life, likeness. And that depends on the determinative next to it. But it doesn't say it means woman or woman's body parts, fallopian tubes. That's all mythology. Okay. Let's go on to the word you. You write the word you with a cup. Just one symbol. It's the sound that only need that one sound. Ka means you. That's the masculine form. In the feminine form, they say like she with an S, a hieroglyphic S sound, which is a folded linen paper, or and sometimes it's interpreted as a snake. The S sound of a snake. And then to say them, you write a loaf of bread for T, and the water sound for N, you say 10. 10, that's the word for them. Sounds sort of sounds like them. 10, them. For feminine them, you put an S and a wave mark, so it's called sin. That's for the feminine way of saying them. Okay, that's enough simple words today, and I hope you enjoyed and learned from this episode. And until next time, Hotel.